Hello, welcome back to March's Planning Mess. This is an update, just kind of a weekly update and check in how things are going. It's been an interesting week so far. I am working right now on getting my kids' school schedule and my work schedule put into 3 planners because you know me. For those of you that have been watching, my everyday carry, which is this N2 vertical from Sterling Ink. I put away for a little bit because I was running out of the pages in the back. It was also overwhelming me at the moment, and so I had tried some different things, and my intention was to get back into it in July, but I tried some other products along the way, and my most recent one, because I'm seriously considering it for 2026, is this Sterling Ink B6. So for anyone that's curious about the size comparison of the two, and N2 is the same height as the B6. It's kind of like a slim B6 because the slim is a little bigger. But anyway, so because I probably will be in and out of these 3 books, I really think I've kind of hit my limit of planners I want to try, because I think I've tried all the sizes that would be feasible for me, and I think I've tried all of the planners. I've ordered all of them, at least given them a look over, if not actually used them for a month. So I think, I don't think I'm going to get in and out of a different book for this fall, but you never know with me. Anyway, since I'm going to be in and out of these 3 books most likely during the fall, the rest of this year, I decided that I would go ahead and get all 3 of them up to date with all of the calendar dates, because my job is at a school and it's not my kids' school. So I have all of those dates, and then I have all of their dates, and where do things overlap and not overlap, etc. Make sure the appointments are all the books and that sort of thing. So I know some of you are probably shaking your heads and going, what are you doing? And usually I don't jump around within a month. I'll usually stick with something for a month unless I absolutely hate it, which hasn't happened, but I realized it could. Anyway, because I usually stick with it for a month, it would make sense, obviously, to just fill in that month in the planner that I'm using for that time period. But you know how it is. You go to the doctor's office and they want to make an appointment, in the future, or you have to reference something in the past. You want to go find an old planner. You want to have all of the stuff in all the places. So, hence, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And since I'm doing it, I just got the job this week, and and now it's the time to get my kids' school calendar in. So anyway, that's what I'm working on tonight. So let's just look really quickly. So this month I am still in my Take a Note Mini, which is an A6 size, and I really love, and I've got it in this cute Hobonichi cover, which I just absolutely love because I love black and white, and these ink drawings are just fabulous. And I'm so sad I got a stain on it, but I took it out of the plastic cover on cover because it was kind of sticking to things and not sliding well. But then once I got the stain, I'm like, I don't want to ruin this. So back in it went. Okay, so monthlies, this is where we're at this month. Everything's going great. And I've got pretty much, I just have to finish December. I just finished November for all 3 calendars. Okay, so let's go to the daily section. So this is this week. That's last week. So I did go in and fill in with stickers to kind of fill out the space and make it cute. And I'm really happy. Like, look at this. I used my tracker. I've kept up with my exercise. I am doing more than I was before because I'm working with a nutrition coach that is helping me get that figured out and really get a good burn so I can burn some fat. So anyway, that I'm really proud of myself. I have, even if I miss a day, like I remember and I go back and fill it in. So it's pretty accurate of how my mood actually was, because that's the mood tracker in the middle, and then weather, and then this is exercise. So I'm really happy with this. I love this size. It fits nicely in my purse. I like the fact that there's kind of 2 columns for every day. It's made having my schedule plus my to-do list side by side work really well. And I may stick with this next year. And I've kind of toyed with the idea. I'd forgotten that Sterling Ink had a daily planner, the Common Planner, which is what these 2 books are. And that's kind of their most popular thing. It has monthly and then either horizontal or weekly or vertical weekly pages, and I tend to do the vertical ones. And then it has a bunch of blank pages in the back that you can use as daily pages or to-do lists or whatever in the world you want. And so for me, I liked with my N2, remember I told you I ran out of those pages in the back? It's because it's a compact. Because I didn't really want the thick, chunky full year, which is where you'd get a page a day. And so the reason I got this B6 is not because I just have to have a B6. I do like the size, but because it's one of the few sizes that they make in 6-month versions, which means you get a page a day and only 6 months of months and weeklies. Therefore, the whole thing is about the same thickness as a compact full year. So anyway, I hope that didn't confuse anyone, but that's why I'm going to try this out. If I can get used to this format, then I'll just get the 2-book set for next year, and it will give me all the pages I need, and I won't have to carry it all around at the same time. I can just do 6 months at a time. So we'll see. So that's why I'm trying this one out. That's why I'll give it a month. I think it'll be July. So that's coming up soon. I don't love it as much as I do this. Now, why have I not gotten a take a note in the B6 size? Very good question. For those of you that haven't watched my review of this from the past, they do make this in A5, B6, and A6. This is the A6. Sadly, their A5 and their A6 have this format that I love so dearly, but their B6 does not. Their B6 is just a normal weekly vertical. So instead of having the 2 columns here, it just has columns all the way across, like this would have in the weekly section. If I can find an easy to read page. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Here we go. So it's kind of this format, which is lovely. But the take a note has 0 blank pages in the back. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if the B6 take a note has any blank pages in the back. The A6 does not. I'm assuming the A5 does not. But since they take 2 pages per week, it's possible that it would have some blank pages in the back, which would make it a very similar format to this. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what it has or doesn't have, but the point is, if take a note would make this format, maybe that would work for me for next year. But anyway, I need to use them both to really feel like this could work. And I know this works really well. It does not give me a place to journal. So I would just have a second journal. And so I was getting into that a minute ago. So Sterling Ink makes a daily planner. So it has monthly views and the quarterlies and all those kind of stuff that you have in the beginning of a common planner. But in the back, instead of having a bunch of blank pages, it has all of your daily pages actually printed on there. So for journaling, it could get annoying because I may not fill a whole page, and it's kind of nice with these blank pages to just put your date stickers in and put them wherever you want. So I may not use that. I may just get a blank book and put in whatever monthly stuff I want, or maybe nothing, and just start journaling. I don't know. But anyway, if I went with this next year, I would have to get just a blank book or the daily Sterling Ink daily planner to have a place to journal in. And also to do some memory keeping, because I want those things to be there. So who knows what I will decide. But I do want it to be something that comes with me more often because I struggle to keep up with my journal, and I end up having to go back and spend time and fill in a lot of pages, and that gets discouraging, and I don't want to leave them blank, and if it gets overwhelming, that's what I'll have to do. And my memory keeping, I've gotten so far behind on that because it takes time to print out, and if you're only memory keeping, you need to feel like you fill up the space, and so you're trying to find stickers and ephemera and just so much stuff to put in it. I don't really want to do that next year, but I'm using my cousin for that this year, so it is what it is. Anyway, I'm rambling. This was supposed to be a quick update, so I apologize for that. But for those of you that have been following this journey, yes, I still love this. I still think this is a strong contender for next year. And let's just do a quick update in here. I know I had done some stuff in the weeklies last time I updated, and maybe haven't done much more. But I've got this all set up. So I'm going to put my to-dos down here. I'm going to track my mood here. And I've got some, a little tiny tracker there, vitamins, strength, cardio, and room for a couple more if I want to. I've got my weather up there. Those are kind of the main things I track. And then in the back, look at this adorable bookmark I got. I have set this up. Oh, I know. I did show this before because I accidentally had put June. This starts in July, not June. So this is where I would start journaling. And I just go as far as I need to go. And then I put the next sticker down and start there. There's something about long, skinny columns that are kind of nice for writing. But if I don't like it after the first day or two, I can always just take that away and do different journaling. I do like the fact that it's open format and I can change it up as I want to. I can doodle, I can do whatever I want. So I really want to use this. I will abandon my paper test for the month of July, put all of my journaling in here, and maybe even abandon my Hobonichi cousin for memory keeping, put that stuff in here just to see. I want to see what happens. Does it get too bulky? Is it frustrating? Do I like the format? So anyway, I will update you as I get into this, which will be in the next couple weeks. I'm going on, not a vacation exactly, but my kids and I play stringed instruments. And so tomorrow I'm going to a strings, like a long weekend chamber music thing. And so we'll just be playing like 8 hours a day for 3 full days really, and part of a fourth. And then we'll have Sunday off, and then we'll have the same type of thing for kids the next week, and that's the full week. So we're basically busy. We have no appointments outside of showing up there and doing what their schedule is for. So the use of my planner, I probably will take it with me. I'll still be in this one, and I will probably just use these sections instead of putting to-dos and appointments. I mean, I may mark like some of my chamber groups because sometimes that's fun. I don't know, but I will probably use this more for like note taking, because a lot of times like, oh, that piece is amazing. I want to remember what it is. And so like the chamber groups tend to be an hour. So I may just mark those in and just like screenshot pictures of who was in it, because sometimes that helps jog my memory. And then if I want to write down the pieces, I could do that on the side. It's an option. It may end up being blank because I'm so busy. I don't know. I am planning to not carry a normal purse because I have to carry my viola with me everywhere, which is heavy. And so I've got like a fanny pack chest bag kind of thing that I'm going to use. And so I'll probably just take this out and it will be less bulky to carry around with me. So that's kind of what I've got planned for the next 2 weeks to finish up the month in here. And then it's off to do my B6. Oh, and I wanted to show you, for those of you that watched my unboxing video and trying to get this in the cover, this is the clear cover I bought from Amazon. And I was having a hard time getting it in and getting it to lay flat, but I worked with it a little more and it worked. And I was able to get this card slidden. Wow. I was able to slide the card in and fit the cover very well. So, and I went ahead and I was like, I'm going to get another one so it's pretty on the back too. And I put it in my cart, and then I'm like, just hold on. You don't need to buy that if you don't love this. So if I love this and feel like I'm going to use this more and more, I may go ahead and buy it, or I may wait if this is what I decide to use next year and get it then, or get two different ones that will match. We'll see. We'll see what I decide to do. But the point is, I didn't go ahead and get it, but it fits in here very nicely. I do like the fact that it makes this a little bit stiff, because that's been my one complaint about, I use a Hobonichi Weeks to do fitness and meals and that sort of thing. And I was thinking I wanted to move into a sterling ink horizontal, like N2, because that would be the week size. But I was like, oh man, I really like the cover of the Hobonichi. It keeps it from getting dinged up in my bag. And if I don't have that cover, it might get, bent up and beat up. And maybe I just need to stick with Hobonichi. And my only reason for leaving Hobonichi is the quote at the bottom. It takes up too much space when you have little real estate to have part of your layout be taken up by words that I don't need to read. So that's my main reason for abandoning Hobonichi Weeks for next year, because it truly, the format has worked beautifully for what I've done and needed and used it for. But I just want a little more real estate, and I don't want to move into a bigger book, because something this size fits really well into the bag that I take every day to the gym. It's like a chest bag, and I've got my phone, and I've got my Hobonichi Weeks, and I've got my gloves and my headphones, and my car keys, and that's pretty much all I need when I go in and out of the gym. And so it's nice to just have something small. If I moved into a bigger book like a N1, then it would just not fit well. So, and anywho. So yeah, since this makes this nice and stiff, putting this cardboard in there, sorry, since this makes it stiff, it would make the sterling ink N2 horizontal be a really good option for that for next year, because I could just get two of these boards and stick one on the other side, and then it gives it some more. Sorry, it would make that work and protect it. So it was nice to be able to fit that in there. So I'm happy with that as an option, and giving it a little bit more structure and stability. So anyway, I'll check in later. Here's just the back. You can see I've got my little free card that fit in there, and then these are the date stickers for July. They were a little bit too big to slide in, but I was able to just fold it in half. And these are washi, so they're nice and thin and they're matte, and they fit in here. And I like this one more than the sterling ink just because it has this pen loop. I wish it was clear and not kind of milky, but the pen loop is worth it for that. So have a happy day. Enjoy your planning, and hopefully this was helpful information.